Hello, my darlings. Today we're taking a proper look at this lovely bit of green, rosemary. It's not just for Sunday roasts, you know. Oh no, rosemary's got secrets, hidden talents if you will. We're diving into the top 10 uses of rosemary. You'll be surprised. So put the kettle on, grab a biscuit or a biscuit recipe, we'll get to that. And let's dive in head first. Now, rosemary isn't just a pretty herb, it's got brains too. Well, not literally, but it does have some rather remarkable medicinal properties. It's been used for centuries as a natural remedy for all sorts of ailments. Rosemary is a powerhouse of antioxidants and has wonderful anti-inflammatory properties. I swear by a rosemary-infused oil for achy muscles. Speaking of aches and pains, I once took a tumble in the garden, tripped over a rather ambitious zucchini, you see. Landed right on my, well, let's just say it was a bit of a sore point. A hot bath with a generous handful of rosemary and I was good as new. You need to hear this if you're a cocktail enthusiast. Let's move on to something a bit more spirited. Rosemary isn't just for the medicine cabinet, it's rather dashing in a cocktail too. A sprig of rosemary adds a lovely aroma and a hint of herbaceousness to your drinks. Think rosemary-infused simple syrup for cocktails, muddled rosemary and lemonade, or even a rosemary garnish for your gin and tonic. I once tried to create a rosemary and grapefruit concoction for a garden party. It was, how shall I put it, an adventure. Let's just say the garden gnomes are still talking about it. Now then, let's talk about our furry friends. Rosemary isn't just good for us, it can be a real help with our pets too. You can use rosemary to make a natural flea and tick repellent for your furry companions. Simply infuse some rosemary in water and use it as a spray on their fur. Avoid the eyes, of course, wouldn't want a soggy-eyed pup. I once made a rosemary spray for my dear old Labrador, Winston. He went from scratching like a DJ to strutting like a show dog. Mind you, he did then roll in a rather fragrant pile of, well, you know. The rosemary wasn't quite strong enough to mask that aroma, I'm afraid. Now, who doesn't love a home that smells divine? Rosemary can help with that too. You can make your own rosemary-infused air freshener. Just simmer some rosemary sprigs in water with a bit of lemon and vanilla, and your home will smell absolutely delightful. I once had some unexpected guests pop round just as I'd burnt my scones, bless their hearts. A quick rosemary simmer later and the house smelled like a blooming garden. They never even suspected the charred offerings hidden in the bin. Have you ever noticed how a certain smell can transport you right back to your childhood? Rosemary is said to be fantastic for memory. The scent of rosemary is thought to stimulate the brain and improve memory recall. So next time you're feeling forgetful, try sniffing a bit of rosemary. Speaking of forgetful, I once spent a good hour searching for my glasses, only to find them perched atop my head, nestled in a crown of rosemary sprigs. Perhaps I need a little more rosemary in my life. Feeling a bit achy after a long day, rosemary can come to the rescue again. Adding rosemary to a warm bath can work wonders for soothing sore muscles. It's like a mini spa day, without the cucumber sandwiches and the awkward small talk. Speaking of awkward, I once tried a yoga class. Let's just say my downward dog was more like a wobbly donkey. Thank goodness for a rosemary bath to soothe my poor muscles. Did you know that rosemary can even work its magic on your hair? Rosemary oil is said to promote hair growth and add shine. You can make your own rosemary hair rinse by steeping rosemary in boiling water and using it as a final rinse after shampooing. Think of it as a spa treatment for your scalp. Now, I'm not promising miracles here. This isn't a magic potion for reversing a bad haircut, no matter how much we might wish it were. But every little helps, doesn't it? Rosemary isn't just for your hair. It's a bit of a whiz with skincare too. It has antioxidant and antibacterial properties that can be beneficial for the skin. You can add a few drops of rosemary essential oil to your face wash or moisturizer, or even make your own rosemary face mask. I once tried a homemade avocado and rosemary face mask. It smelled divine, but I may have used a bit too much rosemary. My face smelled like a delicious side salad for a good few hours. Now let's talk about those pesky garden invaders. Rosemary is a fantastic natural pest repellent. It repels everything from cabbage moths to carrot flies. Plant it near your veggies to keep those critters at bay. Think of it as your own personal garden bodyguard. I once had a whole family of slugs set up camp in my lettuce patch. A few strategically placed rosemary sprigs later, and they were off. It's like a rent hike they couldn't refuse. And finally, let's not forget about everyone's favorite use for rosemary: baking. Rosemary adds a wonderful savory note to breads, biscuits, and even sweet treats. Try adding a sprig of rosemary to your shortbread dough for a delightful twist. But be warned, a little rosemary goes a long way. I once got a bit carried away with the rosemary in a focaccia bread. It tasted like a Christmas wreath. Not necessarily a bad thing, but perhaps not what you'd expect in a focaccia. Well, there you have it, my dears. From soothing baths and fragrant homes to happy pets and delicious bakes, rosemary really is the bee's knees. Who knew this humble herb had so many tricks up its sleeve? Grandma did. Stay spicy and see you in the next video.